Hello, everybody. I am Jonathan Pruitt, and this is another episode of Starward Bound on the WebDM Twitch. Hello, everybody. Hello, cast and crew, everyone out in chat. It's been a momentous weekend for WebDM. I'd have to start out by saying, we hit 100K, and I just want to say thank you to all the love and support that has been pouring in. It's been a hard, long road, but thank you for hanging with us. Thank you for thinking that we're pretty cool. And thank you for hanging out with us on this Tuesday night. It's also the beginning of the month. So if you got that Prime sub, why don't you send it our way? You couldn't do any worse. You could do better, maybe. I don't know, but that's just self-deprecation talking. And also, because of the 100K, we have a little deal with Tabletop Loot. We're going to supply the link down in the chat there. But if you use the promo code WebDM100K, I believe it's a 25% discount on anything up until May 8th. So go ahead and head over there and crash their website one more time. So before we get to a recap, let's go around to cast and crew. And let's see how everything's going. So let's start out with Trey. What's going on, man?
Yo, what is going on? Congratulations on the subs. Man, whoo, that's a big thing. Man, but you know what's going to be even bigger? Try to figure out what in the hell to do with a baby hamster with long-ass teeth. Man, mobsters, all kinds of stuff about to go down. Bruh, let's go. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Wait a minute. Before I say let's go, oh, my name is Trey Murphy. I am rocking a half Dro elf by the name of Dakul. He is a monk and he is ready to partay.
All right, let's do it. Let's move on over. Emma, how's it going tonight?
Oh, Pruitt, it's one of those days where it's just so good because I'm here and I'm not doing the things that I did for the rest of the day before now. And that's a wonderful thing. I'm going to be playing Hildegarde, the mountain dwarf forge cleric, captain of the Dawn Rose, and everybody's morally gray grandmother. I'm very excited to be here.
She's the grandmother that everybody wished they had.
The grandmother who gives you booze all the time.
She'll get you drunk. Don't worry here. Move on over. Greg, how's it going tonight, sir?
Oh, it is doing well. This is Tuesday night. We are spells and we are jamming and we are getting ready to do a little bit of Starward Bound action. Now, we're not necessarily doing something that my character Elry would suggest that we do tonight, but by God, he is going to do it with gust. He is going to do it with vigor, and we are going to do it as well as this group is capable of doing it. So E404, Dakul, Hilda, let's rock this out.
All right. And last but not least, Kiana, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. I have been excited for this to go back into space and do whatever shenanigans we're doing. It's always a fun time. I never know what's going to happen, so we'll see what happens. And I will be playing your favorite murder robot, E404, non-binary, binary-coded robot who I personally think this is an awful idea to try to cross the no mafia. I almost said mafia there. The no mafia. However, trust their friends and they're just gonna go with whatever they say. So this is gonna be fine. This is fine, guys. If I keep saying it's fine, it's fine.
No matter how high the flames reach around you, this is fine.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yes. So a bit of a recap to bring people up to speed. Our heroes found a way to get up into space on the Dawn Rose. They're here on the Rock, a space station port of sorts that is in geosynchronous orbit around Neros 4. They have come into contact with Donathan Colaroni, the head of the gnomish silk trade. We'll say, not necessarily the mob. And he, in a search for Dakul's parents, he made a deal with the Dawn, and he traded a baby space hamster for the name of the sphere in which his mother resides. But Dakul, being the life-loving monk that he is, he then proclaimed that we are going to save Hellion. And so we find ourselves at that moment, or at least prior to that moment. outside of Investments, the high-end clothing store owned by Donathan Colaroni. And this is the day of its grand opening. And he has now snipped the ribbon. There is much applause, albeit very polite and very golf clappy. But those around begin filtering into the business of Investments to see the wares on sale. And our heroes are standing in the hallway of the rock of the space station. And what are y'all doing at this moment?
It is time to free those that must be free. But before we get to our righteous cause, we will roll up a customary J to celebrate and give goodwill to our future journey.
Ellery is going to Pruitt, is this like a normal town that has like courier boys and girls that are kind of around to if you want to send somebody to get a horse or send somebody to fetch something for you, do they have those customary type of like lads and lasses that kind of
there are children about. They're mostly the children of the artisans and shop owners here. But yes, I mean, since you've been here, you've seen kids just kind of running about. Right now, since you are at the cross section here, or excuse me, the crossing of the two major kind of hallways of the rock, there is a fountain right there, and you see a few children, a human boy and a girl. They're kind of splashing around the fountain area and just kind of splashing each other with water lightly, just having hijinks in space, as kids are wont to do.
Okay, as everyone's getting ready to go into Investments, Elry's going to go over to these two kids, which I'm assuming are probably the same height, if not taller than Elry. And
the girl is, yes. The boy's about Elry's height.
Okay. Elry comes over and he says, "Hey, how are you two doing? Would you like to make a little money?"
Money? You want to... You got a job for us, mister? This says
I sure
the
do.
little boy.
Okay, here's the thing. And I'm going to cast Unseen Servant. And just have my Unseen Servant hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Elry's going to say, "I need you guys to go to the butcher shop. Or whatever passes for the butcher shop here on the rock. And
you want us to go to the chop shop?
Yep. Go straight to the chop shop. I want you to ask the proprietor of said chop shop what is the finest cut of the finest meat that he has or she has. And I want you to buy at least 50 pounds of it."
Like the boy's eyes get wide. It's like, well, but I don't think I could carry that, mister.
Here's an extra 5 gold pieces for a wheelbarrow, which I'm sure you'll be able to find with 5 gold pieces. Right?
Yeah. Okay. And he kind of looks at the girl, and she's just kind of giving him like a "you're not supposed to talk to strangers" look that maybe an older sister would give. And he kind of turns back and is like, yeah, I could find that. Yeah.
Well, you're both going to do it. I want you to do it. He points to the boy, and he points up at the taller girl. And I'd like you to make sure you're overseeing all of this. You are the manager on the job site, so to speak. And he hands her 50 gold pieces.
Oh.
Now, I want 50 pounds of the finest beef, meat, whatever the proprietor of the chop shop carries. I want that wrapped, prepared, and brought back here to Investments.
Okay. And she like actually pulls out like a small little maybe like a parchment pad or something, and starts.
You're gonna go a long way, kid.
Okay, sir. Okay. When would you like this brought there, sir?
I'd like you to bring it as soon as you can, if you will.
Oh, okay. Okay, Robert, you go down and she like starts. We'll get it, sir. Yes, I promise.
Okay, now remember,
50
You
pounds
get
of the
to-
finest.
right, and you get to keep all the rest of the coin that you don't spend on the wheelbarrow or the meat. But I think that you're very nice people, but I don't want you to do anything that I wouldn't do. And at that point, the unseen servant drops the hands on each of their shoulders.
You see them both kind of stiffen a bit and like look.
Be straight up, be upright, and bring that back here to investments.
Yes, sir. And the little boy's like, yes, sir. Okay. And she immediately like runs with him, and it looks like they're kind of running down the left hallway there, away from investments. But yeah.
Okay. Elry will go back to the rest of the group, and he says, safety net.
Did you not have breakfast this morning? 50 pounds is a lot of meat.
Not when you're opening a store.
Ah, I see where you're coming from. So, we have meat on the way and friends to save. Are we ready to walk in this? Do we have a game plan? I think maybe, if it is possible, we can create some type of distraction. In Elry, maybe, if it is possible, you can go upstairs and find where our little furry friend may lie.
I don't think I have to go upstairs for that. Dollars to donuts, he's in the kitchen.
Oh, the kitchen, that's right. You don't think they've made a stew out of our friend just yet, have you?
Oh, fingers crossed. That'll save us a lot of time.
If for, is there any way that you can give us a scan or know what we might be up against inside of the store?
My eyes can do many things. They cannot see through walls, unfortunately.
Ah, that is correct. Hilda, what do you think we should do before we walk in here with our cards on the table?
Hilda takes in a deep drink of her breakfast stout, because I actually had some of that recently. It was really bad. And she touches her armor very quietly. And you see something shimmer through it as she's saying all this. She's like, well, I don't know. I think people might be kind of distracted. It is a grand opening. It's like nobody really wants to be there, but everybody has to be there, so no one's really paying attention. Because do you want to go clothes shopping in the morning? I certainly don't. Hilda thinks we should kick this pig, not literally, and get it going. At least figure out what we want to do once we get in there. She's not scared, and she needs a coat.
Yes, let's not forget. Maybe we can get a purchase or two before we leave. I could use some new robes. All right. Well, shall we?
All right.
I love that the rogue is the most hesitant to do the heist. It's just this is beautiful. I'm sorry. So y'all make your way inside of investments, yes?
Yes.
Okay. As you go in, there's a gentle hustle and bustle. Like I said, for the actual ceremony, there were probably about 20 people, like kind of around, not including y'all, watching. Only about half of them actually went inside the store itself. And so as you go in, like I said, there's about 6 kind of like clothing, like what are they, like turnstiles or whatever, like have clothes around them. Right when you go in the door, to your left and right, there's suits and coats, and then of course on the wall to your right, you see racks of shoes and boots. Across from you, on the front door is another rack. It looks like maybe like cloaks or things of that sort. And all around here, there are, there's various, there's a few humans, a couple of elves, a dwarf, and there are right now 3 gnomes kind of bustling around, helping the various people, walking up, asking them if they need help, or helping those that actually do. Kind of over in the far right corner, there's a gnome helping a human as he's like looking in the mirror at a fine coat, and it looks like he's liking what he's seeing, and he takes that off and goes into the little dressing room area there, to try on something else. And that's just kind of the general vibe of what you see. Everybody looks busy. Just of note, looking in here, you can see directly across from you there is a door, and along the left wall behind where it looks like maybe the counter is, where they take care of purchases and everything, and it's also a small alterations table, but behind that is another door. And it's about that time that as you're just kind of taking all of this in, you hear from over there, like at that alterations table, "Tá cool, tá cool," and it is the Don. He's over there. He's taken his formal coat off, kind of, and he looks more like a tailor now, just kind of in a very fine, like golden black vest, with a very, very silky like undershirt of just like it's like sable, just kind of the only thing you can see on it is it's reflecting light. And he kind of puts down the fabric that he's working on, and kind of comes out from behind the alterations table and begins making his way over to you, Dakul.
Yes, my friend. It is so good to see you. Wow, you are looking quite handsome, sir.
Well, I'd like to thank you for both the compliment and for coming to see me on the day of my grand opening. What did you want to come and maybe try something on, or you just want to have a talk? I have the guy working on your new suit. So, if you just you give me some time, he'll be able to finish it, make the final alterations.
Oh, how kind of you, sir. I am most proud of you for opening such an excellent place. I am most grateful for the suit as well.
Oh, it's been a lifelong dream, like I told you last time. It's just a poor boy's dream. He wants to clothe the world.
Yes. I am curious, though, because even though your gift is a fine offer, I am very most interested in some additional clothing as well. Can you put me in the area of a suit just like yours, or maybe even more so, maybe something not so formal, but maybe like a cloak that I can try on?
But quite possibly. Please follow me. And he kind of motions across the room to the far wall from the front entrance. It's just to the left of that door, and it's just a rack of various cloaks of different kinds of makes. Like half cloaks, kind of just the off the shoulder numbers that don't really cover anything. That's just like a rag hanging from your shoulder. But people love it. And he's like, what do you he kind of looks you up and down. He's like, you prize mobility, I take it, yeah?
Yes, I am not fond of clothes that stick to my skin too much. I like to have the freedom and feel the air and all the great things that the spirits have provided for us. So I like my clothes to nurture my body. I'm looking for a cloak type of wardrobe that can help with my chest breathe. Is that okay?
Yes, hang on. I think that I have something. It is the finest silk. It is like gossamer. The slightest move will make it flow and keep it away from your body. You can do anything you like. And he pulls this black cloak off. It's got like a gold brocade along the edge. And yeah, try this on. You just latch it here. And he's holding it up to you.
Yes. This is beautiful. I know a thing about silk. I used to work with silk spiders. I know how difficult it is to form a garb with such texture. He's still the cool still probably got his J in his mouth, and so he's gonna offer it to the Don. Don, as a sign of respect, it is most customary for us to partake in some of the herbal essences of my people. It is a brand new blend that I have put together in celebration of this fine store that you have pieced together.
Oh, I do appreciate it, that cool, but I try to refrain, at least until I've had my breakfast. I was actually about to go have it right now. Have you already eaten?
Breakfast? I could definitely use a bite or two of something. What happens to be on the menu per se?
Oh, I was just there was apparently some scavers that were brought in recently. They were fresh, so it's a scaver and mushroom omelet that I'm having prepared by the chef. It's almost ready, and I mean you can kind of actually smell, like, it starts to hit you, the smell of like cooking like eggs and fish, and I like to vent the smell in from the kitchen. A hungry customer is a spending customer. They don't tell you that in business school, but I learned it over the years.
Yes, that is very true. Forgive me if I move a little quickly. My special herbs have me feeling a bit warm. Darkul is going to start unrobing.
Oh, sir. Let's. If you're feeling a little cramped in here, perhaps you would like to adjourn behind the counter here?
I do not mind. I am most excited to feel the silk upon my skin. Darkul takes his top off and he's working on his bottoms.
Okay, while this is happening, Elry is going to take this opportunity to do two things.
Okay.
He is going to get Hilda's attention and wink at her, and he is going to go back to the door behind the counter. He is going to have his unseen servant grab the biggest piece of cloth, jacket, skirt, whatever happens to be around, spread it out, and very much like a 5-year-old's trick, he is going to have it held. He's going to open the door, go in, and then have it drop so there's nothing there as he goes into the door.
Okay.
To cover him as he goes in. What would you like me to roll for that, sir? Stealth advantage? Great, I'll do it.
Give me a stealth check. As the Don, I mean, like I said, the other three gnomes are currently engaged with other customers, and the Don is quickly like, Dakul, what are you doing? I mean, and Dakul, what exactly, like, what's your positioning here as opposed to
my position? Okay, so we just came into the door, and I'm off to the left, right?
Y'all have moved. If you're looking at the little map there, if you from the front door, y'all have moved across the room to the kind of the back left. There's a large like set of shelves there. That's where the cloaks are.
Okay.
And then Elry is kind of moving to the far left of the room, to the door that's there behind the register / kind of alterations area.
All right. Besides the Don, are there other? You said that there were other gnomes that was helping people put their fitting on. How many people are like around me? Is that
currently it's the Don, and I guess E44 and Hilda are over here. Like I said, there's one gnome helping a human by the dressing room on the far right corner of the room. And then there's the other two gnomes are helping two other groups of people kind of on the opposite side of the room looking at shoes.
Okay.
And so yeah, they're like right now the majority of the workers are on the far right of the room, and the Don is the only one that's kind of on the left side here. And his back is not completely to the table right now. It's kind of the table in the back, and that door is still in his peripheral vision.
Okay. I want to position myself so that it turns his gaze more towards me and not towards the back where Elry is. Oh, it's so warm in here. I don't understand what it is. This special blend of herb that I have is really strong. And at that moment, that's when Dakul removes his loincloth that he has, and he hands it over to one of the to E44 who's standing like right beside me. Actually, I'm gonna hand my sword to E44, and I'm gonna hand my loincloth to the Don.
Oh, gee, well, first off, you need silk. This is just, how do you live with this?
Yes.
But seriously, Dakul, can you at least go to a dressing room?
Oh no, I believe me, I am not shy. It is all right. We are
I
part of the
understand. I
spirit.
mean,
And
I'm an old man and I'm not shy either,
Ah.
but there could be children. I mean, they could walk in at any time.
children must take a part of the nature and the spirit. What I am doing is essentially a blessing, and I'm going to take another drag off of my J and push it out, and then like look at it kind of funny, like I don't understand why I am so hot. And I'm going to grab the silk. The silk piece of cloth that he has, and
cloak,
hastily kind of put it on. Yes, it's so warm. I think the feel of the silk should calm my nerves a bit while I wear this fine piece of clothing. Please do not drop my loincloth. It keeps my jubilees together.
Well, I mean, you handed me your loincloth. Are you sure you're feeling okay? You maybe need to see a healer.
It is a little warm, but I do not want to waste an opportunity to wear such fine. I pass out. We'll hit the ground.
Oh my, so cool. We need to get a healer. We need to get this guy.
And he, okay, so that's happening.
Yes.
Elroy, go ahead and give me your stealth check.
19.
19? Okay. So you slip in the door. And in front of you, you see a fireplace with 2 chairs. And to either side of the door that you just came in, it looks like there's like a small bench, or a sofa, excuse me. To the far left are a couple of cabinets. Basically, they're closed. To your right, in the corner of the room, you see a staircase that both looks like it goes up and down. And also kind of to your far right, as you come in that door, you can see the room kind of wraps around and it looks like there's a hallway. The smell of freshly cooking food is much stronger here. You can kind of smell it from the corner of the room, the staircase, but also around the corner a little bit.
Is it more hallway, or it should be on this floor since this is the ground floor, but he's going to try the hallway that leads, I guess, back deeper into the structure. He's going to go back.
So you're going to take a right and then take that hallway? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, you do that, and you see, you're looking along, and it looks like these are just like alteration tables, and like, there's just fabric everywhere, and underneath there are bolts of cloth in little cubby holes. And you move further down the hallway. First off, you see a set of stairs at the very end that look like they end in the wall. And you're just looking at the back of a wall. And then if you look on the map there, you're going to see that little, it's the only thing I could use, but it's a chest, but it's not a chest. It is a section of the wall that kind of like protrudes out from the wall. And there's just like a door that's probably, 2 feet by 2 feet, like a small door. And this protrusion just runs from floor to ceiling. And next to it is a small bell. And there's also looks like maybe like a pull string or like a pull handle that goes up. And right next to it is a bell. And you hear, as you're kind of walking down the hallway, you hear a noise, like some kind of shifting or something in that protrusion. And then after it kind of stops and settles, there's just kind of like a clunk, and then the bell just ding. And that's
okay. Okay. Elroy's going to do 2 things. One, he's going to tell Claude, his unseen servant, to grab a cape-like length of cloth as they're walking through there and kind of throw it over Claude's own shoulders so it looks as if there is a person floating through here.
Okay.
And then he is going to use his mage hand to open up the little door that he heard the thump and the bell come from.
Okay. Yeah, there's just there's just a little pull ring. and you just pull it, and it kind of just creaks open, and the smell of freshly cooked eggs and fish just like wafts out as you kind of open what basically is a dumbwaiter. And there's just like there's a tray there with like a metal top covering the food. But yeah, there's a tray there of eggs.
Okay, did that come from above or below?
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, 17. That's not bad.
Okay.
30. Yeah.
Okay.
Or sorry, 20. I'm sorry, 20.
I'm sorry. You rolled a 17 and got a 30?
Right now.
No, you so yes, you come over there and look, and you notice that there's multiple like strings. Like it looks like it can ring from above or below, but just looking at it, you can tell like it looks like maybe this was pulled from above. Like the way the bell rang, like you kind of noticed it, but getting closer, you actually see the apparatus, and you kind of put two and two together in your head, and it looks like the way it would have had to ring was pulled from above.
Okay, and then you said that the stairs that end in the door or end in the wall, they do coil and go up, correct?
No, at this end, it's a straight staircase that right now, like they go down, but they kind of go down from the wall. So you're kind of looking at an open area a little bit that goes down into the basement. But if I don't know if you remember from last session, they said that there was an entrance that goes into the hallway for like bulk transport. So it looks like this is maybe what she was talking about. Like maybe there's some way to open this door, this wall, like kind of it opens up and would open into the kind of the concourse area out into the rock across from like the diplomats' offices and stuff. Based on where you are in the building, the stairs that go up and down are currently behind you. They're like a spiral staircase.
Okay. I want to get back to everybody else. Can he find out a way to open up into the concourse area? Can he identify the door or the portal that would get him from inside outside for that service entrance bulk transport?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Another 17, which is a 30. No, it's a 20.
Okay, yeah, you kind of move over there, and you do see there's a small like little handle along the wall, and you could pull it if you wanted to, but you're pretty sure that it opens that wall just by virtue of there being nothing else there.
I will ask Claude to open it for me.
Okay.
Claude? Well,
he pops that, and sure enough, the door that section of the wall just kind of and just opens up, and you hear the sounds of the rock and out in the hallway come rushing in, whereas before it was barely, you could barely even make out noise out there. And so it's pretty sealed, but that it seems to be the way out into the hallway.
Okay, so he tells Claude, go out there and see if you can find those two kids, bring them back around this way. And then he's going to slowly close the door and head upstairs. Okay.
Head upstairs by which means?
The spiral staircase from the behind me that you said. Yep.
Okay. So you head over to the staircase and begin heading upstairs. Are you just moving normally, or are you stealthing?
I am always stealthing.
Always be stealthing.
14 plus 8 is a 22.
Okay. So you begin to ascend the staircase, and we're going to cut back out into the into the store proper. As now, the Don is on his knees, like looks like he's like fanning to cool, and like, we need to get somebody over here. And the other members of his staff have come over, and there's kind of drawn a small crowd, and he's just like, and he's basically like, oh, we need to, this is, and he looks at Hilda, he's like, would you mind, could you help me bring your friend back just to get him out here so we can.
I don't, it's a party, isn't it? I don't see what you're so embarrassed about, really. But I
Well,
suppose.
I mean, I'm trying to run a business, and I can't have customers passing out in front of other customers. It
Well,
makes
I mean, you do make it pretty hot in here, honestly.
well, I was not aware. I will work on that. But I mean, if you could help me, at least just bring him back behind. That way, we can continue business as normal.
All right, this is highly unusual. I
Well,
came in here to get a coat. I guess I can
Well, I
move my friend. He'll be fine. You know.
well, yes,
Really?
but he's a naked, passed out man in the first day of an opening. I'm honestly bumfuzzled by your apprehension in helping me, your friend, your supposed friend. So if you could maybe do that, I could get you a free coat. I would get you a free fitting and a free coat if you could do this for me.
Hilda jumps to action immediately.
Please, come on. And you see him kind of yell for. He's like, "Oh, Jimmy, come over here. Help the nice lady. Take him back into the back. Sit him on the couch. Maybe we'll get him some water."
Good.
E honestly would just lean down and just pick up the cool because this is probably not the first time they've had to do this.
Okay. And he begins kind of leading y'all back again, past the alterations station there and through that door, and you know, it opens in the back, and he's like, "Here, please just put him on the couch and maybe he'll feel better." And he just kind of like motions for Jimmy and Hilda to lay DeCool on one of the couches there that's on either side of that door.
Right. Well,
And
lay him down.
Ellery, as you kind of reach the top of the spiral staircase, you hear that door open, and that the bustle of that come in the room below you, as you reach the top of the stairs. And as we're up here, can you go ahead and give me a perception check as you reach the second floor?
Sure can. Well, how's a 9?
A 9? Yeah, you get to the first floor here, and you know the first thing that greets you is there's a dining room table directly in front of you. To your right is another fireplace with some seating. You see a couple of doors, one directly behind on the other side of the dining room table from where you are. Another one further down the wall, and then a last third one further down that wall. There is what looks like maybe a jacuzzi. You're not really sure. There's a large area and there's water in it in the living room area of this second floor, but it is much like down below there. It is built from a position of power and wealth. Like everything here screams, you know, high end, like spared no expense.
Okay. Can Elry identify that if any of these doors have a dual swinging hinge where they can go open one way and then open the other, as if they were prepared or built for the delivery and the presentation of food?
From where you are with your initial perception check, you don't notice that. If you wanted to get closer and investigate, you could.
Okay, I'm gonna look for door handles. If something has a handle, he's gonna rule it out.
Mhm.
If something does not have a handle and maybe has just like a brass pad or some type of like a kick well or something like that, he's
Mhm.
gonna have his mage hand kind of push everything to see if it just gives.
Okay. Yeah. If you do that, which door do you start with? The one that's directly across from you right now on the other side?
Yeah,
of
the
the
one in
dining
the
table?
middle. Yeah, the one in the middle of the room.
Oh, the one in the middle of the room? Okay.
Yeah.
The one in the middle of the room does not budge when you push on it.
Okay. Then go towards the end that would kind of take me deeper into the house, if that makes sense. You know, towards the rear of the house or
Well,
something.
Yeah, from where you are, like this is just kind of one open space, and then there's a wall that would probably just kind of cut the whole building in half, and then there are three doors that, and all of them go deeper into the space itself.
He'll take the left one then.
The left one, okay, it's the one that's right here on just the other side of the dining table. Yeah, you go up and you press that, and you see that it kind of like gives and then swings back just a little bit. And no perception check needed. Like once you do that, you hear from inside like, huh? Like you hear like a sound of like, not alarm, but just like kind of a questioning grunt.
Okay, yeah. He's going to pad up to that door and wait for what you want to do.
Okay, so you pad up. Go ahead and give me a stealth check as you move up closer to this door.
22. Sorry.
Okay.
Mouse monkey.
You ghost right up to the door, and the closer you get, you can actually start to hear now like a very low like humming coming from in, and you can also hear the sounds of just like sizzling. The smells of the kitchen assail you once you get up closer to this door, and you just kind of hear from inside just like sizzling of a pan on a stove maybe, and just the scraping of tools in it, like moving something around, and the whole time just kind of a low cheery, just like and so that's what you hear.
Okay, we're going to I'm going to take the mage hand then and kind of crack the door super slow, just enough to maybe catch a glimpse of the Hummer.
Okay. You slowly push the door open as to not make any kind of squeaks or noises, and peek in, and you see a long, narrow room. It's probably only like maybe 20 feet wide, but it's deep. And the door kind of swings. It's as you're looking at it, it's the right side of the door that kind of swings in. And so you immediately see some sacks of maybe flour grains here immediately. And then there's a table with just different fixings along this wall. And then on the second table, you unmistakably see a gilded and silver cage, and inside is a cocker spaniel sized hamster, and he's just he's got a whole thing of carrots and tomatoes, and he's just chowing down. I mean, and you can just, even at this distance, you can see they've obviously given him a bath. His fur's nice and clean. And just on the other side of that table is the stove, and at the stove is a kind of a bulky gnomish cook. He's in cook's garb. He's got the apron on. He's balding on top. He's seen his fair share of winters, and he has eaten the whole time. Like I said, he's not a slender man. He's never missed a meal, especially when he's prepared. And he's just kind of at the grill, just and he's just, it looks like maybe he's preparing another omelet.
Okay, Elry's going to wait.
Okay.
For an opening, but he's going to keep that door kind of propped a little bit just so he can keep eye contact or line of sight with the cook. Okay.
And then, so we'll cut back downstairs. Excuse me. And the Don he's called for y'all to put DeCool on the couch there, and he's talking to his man Jimmy. He's like, "Oh, Jimmy, all this excitement, I need some food. See if the food is ready. Will you go check, please?" And Jimmy's like, "Okay, boss, I'll go do that." And he walks around the corner, and as he's waiting, the Don kind of comes over and excuse me, is it Hilda? Is it? I believe, yes.
Yeah.
Has this happened to him before?
Well, I mean, you mean has he gone to a clothing store in the morning? That's pretty much the only unusual thing that's going on today for us.
So he usually takes his clothes off and passes out wherever he goes. I mean, I'm missing something.
I mean, passes out is really it's up to interpretation. I mean, he's asleep right now.
Well, yes, but he did not go to sleep. He fell from consciousness, thus passing out.
I mean, have you never tried this? I mean, you're treating it like it's something abnormal. Maybe before you judge it, you should give it a shot sometime. It's very liberating.
To take your clothes off and pass out? I am very confused right now, and I do not like to be confused because then I don't want to say that I get angry, but it is unpleasant.
Oh, you're giving me the giggles. Well, nobody wants you to be angry. It's a big day for you. I totally understand,
Yes,
Jonathan.
It is the day of my grand opening, and I've now had a customer take his clothes off and pass out.
Well, in all fairness, he did that because he wanted to try your clothes. So in a way, that could be spun properly if you want to. But really, I think it's all right. We could probably just leave him here, and everything will probably be fine. About my coat, I'm interested in it.
Okay. In this little bit, I want you to go ahead and give me a deception roll.
She's honestly interested in the coat.
Well, I know, but just for this last little bit here.
Alrighty. Not too bad. 16.
Okay. I mean, he looks at Hilda for like a long 10 seconds.
Yeah. Like a Larry David kind of thing.
Yeah, he's just kind of. It looks like he's just he's sizing you up and wondering if you're shitting him, and you see him just kind of
well, I mean, if you wouldn't mind, I kind of wanted to eat my breakfast, if that is cool, and then maybe we could go look at coats. But I did promise.
Are you asking me to have breakfast with you, Jonathan? I'm a little flattered.
I could call for another omelet to be brought down if you would like.
Oh. We can't share. I mean, we can. I'll share with you.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go ahead and have one prepared, and we can share this one if that is what you would like.
That sounds great. I got a beverage for you. She takes out another bit of breakfast stout, hands it his way.
Oh, and he kind of wrinkles his nose a little bit and takes a nip. Oh, and he drains half your flask.
It's that is a good stout.
I'm impressed with a man who can hold his liquor. Excellent. Let's get us.
And he yells out, "Jimmy, ring up to have another omelet brought down." Okay, boss. And you hear back up, Elry. You hear a bell ring upstairs, and it's not long. You hear the same sounds of shifting and the cook's like, oh, damn it. He turns around and opens the thing up, and it looks like he pulls out a small piece of paper. Another. And he turns around. Okay. And looks like the omelet that maybe he was preparing for himself, he kind of pushes onto a plate. And then he turns back around. He's like, damn it. And it looks like he's missing, no, he just looks pissed off. He's been put upon, and he finally prepares a plate, and it looks like he can't find the little topper, and he just reaches over to the sink of one that's in there, and he just kind of wipes it off with his apron and puts it on there and slips it in the dumbwaiter, and he puts it on. He closes the door and kind of rotates something on the opposite side that you can't see, and you hear the same sounds of shifting as it starts to move down, and he reaches out and pulls a little thing, and you can hear very slightly the tinkling from below.
Pruitt, while he's doing this, can Elry slip into the kitchen?
Yes, for the most part, he's preparing the omelet and everything with his back to you. He's at that table that's at the far end of the room.
Okay. Elry wants to slip in and kind of jump behind some of those sacks that you mentioned, the flour, and he wants to get kind of completely obscured. And then he is going to try to is Hellion's cage locked?
You do see that there is a lock on it. Like it looks like a very finely crafted animal cage. But it looks like a pretty nice lock.
Well, shit. He jumps over behind there, and then he's going to send his mage hand over as soon as he kind of falls back into maybe preparing himself the omelet that he just gave away that he wants to have for himself. Mm-hmm. He sends the mage hand over to try to pick said gilded cage.
Okay. Go ahead and give me both open lock and a stealth. Try to do it quietly.
I can almost tell you that I'm going to be using luck on that first roll. Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to use a little bit of luck. Use my first luck. It's the exact same goddamn number. Okay, so that one was the what? What was the first roll?
Open lock?
You mean like sleight of hand?
I thought you were trying to open the lock.
Right, with proficiency. Proficiency with my thieves' tools. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 12.
Okay.
And then you want a stealth?
Give me a stealth roll to try to do that quietly.
That was much better. That is a 26.
Okay, so he doesn't notice that you fail at opening the lock. As you're over there, and maybe it's because you're trying to be nice and quiet about it, but like the little lock there, your lock pick is dancing in there, but it's just like it's not doing it for you.
Okay. He's gonna wait behind the sacks just to see if he can get another opportunity to try again at this. So
okay.
He's just gonna bide his time for right now.
Okay. Cool. And so yes, about that time, like you get done trying to unlock it, he finishes and he grabs the pan there from the water bin there that's next to the dumbwaiter, and covers up the dish as you kind of slink down behind that table. And there's various like cooking, there's baskets with like, you just look and you can see like potatoes and carrots and stuff underneath these tables. So you have a pretty good spot over here where, you're pretty confident that he won't be able to see you if you don't move. But you see him walk over to the dumbwaiter and crank something, and it begins moving down. He rings the bell, and he turns to the table like right next to you, like, and you see him like pull a bowl out and he cracks some eggs, and he's like, "Oh, it's another damn omelet. That was the best parts too, the fish." And he's just kind of grumbling to himself, just like he sounds pretty pathetic actually. And so that's where we are there. Downstairs, like the Don told the guy like, we need a new omelet, and like 30 seconds later y'all hear a ding, and the Don's even like,
what the, I need to pay Mathis more money. What the hell? Jimmy, is that ready?
"Oh, I'll go check, boss." And he walks back and he's like, "Yeah, it's another omelet." And he comes back around, and by this time he's kind of taken Hilda. He's taken you over to this other couch on the other side that Cool's not passed out on. And there's just it's a very fine tray, and it's plates with looks like gold trim, and the forks and knives looks like they are solid gold, and and he's like, "Oh
yeah, well, Hilda, that was so quick. Why don't you go ahead and have this one, and I will have the new omelet that is here, and we will have a breakfast. We'll see what happens if the Cool wakes up, but tell me about yourself, Hildy."
Well, I'm not sure what there is to tell. I'm just a humble little helper. Help build the Dawn Rose. It's pretty cool.
Oh, you did? That's a very fine ship. I hear good things. I hear things.
What do you hear about it?
Oh, well,
And he's just kind of cutting a piece and looks like he's kind of pleased with himself. It's like,
I hear that you're going to be the captain.
Well, that's what I hear as well. Pretty exciting. Hilda takes out her second flask. Takes a little swig, puts some more next to him, and yeah. I suppose we're two powerful people talking about powerful things and power that we have. Yep.
Who's standing beside me right now? Is just E404?
yeah, it's just E404. After Jimmy brings him the other tray, he kind of just says,
Go out and see if you can help the people. Tell us when, send for a cleric or somebody. And he motions over to Dakul like, yeah, we need to, if he's not going to wake up, then we need to do something about it. So, and
okay, boss. And he goes back out. So now y'all, it's just the three of y'all in the back here with the Don. And, you know, he seems completely casual, calm.
Am I a far enough distance away? Because you say he's on the other side.
Yeah, I mean,
E404. Okay,
yeah.
So I want to just crack my eyes just a little bit to see E404 and kind of just give her a look like, what's going on?
He is doing the awkward, clearly staring at the whole conversation between Hilda and the Don. Just completely unaware that this is probably super creepy.
Okay.
And just so they probably won't notice if Dakul's just casually looking at them.
Okay, so Dakul, you look up and E404 is not looking at you at all and just kind of standing there, only a couple feet away from the couch that you're on.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna continue to play passed out for the moment. I can hear the conversation, right? Can I hear the conversation?
Yeah, you're only like 10 feet away from them. You're like, if you look on the little map there, you're on the top couch and they're on the bottom couch technically.
Okay.
With the orientation of the map itself.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I shall remain passed out then.
Okay. And so we will cut back upstairs, where Elry, this guy finishes his. It looks like he finishes preparing the omelet that he was getting ready, and he walks back over to the stove itself, and he throws it in a pan and starts scrambling it up and flopping it around. And he, after just a minute or two, looks like it's done, and he flops it on the plate. And then he puts it down on that table right next to the stove. Turns around, puts the pans in the sink, and he sits down and he's like, "Finally, okay." And he sits down and he starts to eat. But his back is firmly towards you at this moment.
Okay, can Elry try to pick the lock again?
Okay, yeah. Give me another go.
Oh, get the hell out of here. Okay, that was one less than what I had last time. So, yeah, he can't get this thing. I'm going to spend another lock. God damn. Nope.
No?
6-6-5-6.
Yeah. So Elry's heart isn't in it, and he manages. He just can't get this cage, and the whole time, like, Hellion is just, and he's just like chowing down. So yeah.
Is there anything around here that looks like if Elry had to bust the lock, does it look like a lock that could be busted? Is it like a dainty, delicate, yet kind of technically sound lock that he's having problems with? Or is it a big ass padlock that is going to require some brute force?
You think that you could, it's a lock that is built into the cage itself, right at the edge, where two of the sides meet. you think that you could like use a dagger to like pry it, because the bars of the cage don't seem that thick. So you think you could maybe like force the lock open, and thus like forcing the whole end of the cage open, you know? Maybe.
Okay. Okay.
But doing so would probably make some noise, yes.
Yeah, it's going to make a lot of noise. Okay. All right. Is there soap in this room?
You know that just on the other side of the little the dumbwaiter column is like he put, you know, like pans in a big kind of water basin.
So they're like soap powder type stuff, like probably like
probably from your
something.
angle, it's hard to see exactly because you're kind of like peeking over a table and kind of around a corner of this thing. But yeah, it's probably a fair bet that there's some form of soap.
Okay, here's what he's going to do. Elry is going to point, and he's going to fish around and pull up the copper wire and lace it in his mouth, and he's going to point at the cook, and he is going to say the following. I don't know. That cook doesn't know what he's doing. That son of a bitch is so old. I mean, did you see he doesn't have a hair on his head? He's going to screw that hamster up no matter what. I tell you what. Do you think he can hear us? I don't think he can hear us. I think he's. I bet he's right inside that door. Boy, that guy's such a dick. Blah blah blah. You know, and he's just making it sound as if there's somebody right outside the door, casting disparaging comments toward as he's casting message at it.
Okay, yeah, you like, you see him like, his head just kind of goes up and he cocks an ear like behind him, and he's like, "Oh, what the hell?" And he
don't worry, he can't hear us. He's deaf. He's old and deaf. He can't hear us at all. He's probably in there eating.
Give me a deception check.
Okay. There, it's a little bit better. 17.
Okay, 17. Okay, yeah, he like sits there and like he finally like turns around and he looks at the door right past you, Elry, and he kind of wipes his mouth, throws his napkin down, and stands up in a huff and kind of slings his weight around and starts waddling towards the door. What was your stealth check from earlier? Do you remember?
18 or 19, I think.
Right.
No. The stealth check was like 26.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Yeah. He kind of trundles right past you and like pops the door open, and he's standing in the doorway, and like, who the?
Okay. As soon as he gets past him, Elry is going to use the mage hand to reach up there and scoop up either the water, like the soapy water, the soapy bubbles, or if there's actual soap powder that he can see, he is going to grab like a pinch of it, and he is going to sprinkle said soapy water or soapy bubbles on the omelet.
Okay. You can do that. As you kind of like look up and over there, you get just slightly a good enough angle to see like maybe like looks like a pile of soap powder up on the edge of the sink, and you manage to grab some and sprinkle it across his omelet, and
like he's gonna like lift up the omelet and kind of like put it in the folds of the omelet, hide it a bit with the mage hand.
Okay.
Because as we all know, soap will give you the shits.
Okay.
And that is what he is
counting
on.
So yeah, he like opens the door like as you do this, and he like throws the door open and kind of steps into the dining area and looks around. He's like, who? Whoa, who the? What? Oh God. Oh man. Ugh. And you just finish, folding the omelet back over, and the door kind of pops back open, and he shaking his head, and he's like, so the Dawn doesn't find out about that. Gotta do good on the hamster. I suck. And as he's walking back to his omelet, he kind of goes down and he grabs another carrot as Hellion has finished his and puts it in the cage. He's like, oh yes. And he kind of scratches Hellion behind the ear. He's like, we need to fatten you up. And you see him kind of squeeze Hellion's side. He's like, oh yes, you'll be ready by tonight. Yes. And he's just kind of like sitting there, like you can see his eyes like shining as his mouth he's licking his chops, just looking at this. He's like, oh yes. And he finally turns back and sits back down, flops his napkin out, tucks it in very proper like, and begins just looks like he wants to finish his omelet before anything else can get in the way. And he sitting there and he gets to finishing it, and he's just kind of like, I shouldn't have given away the best parts. Yeah. Yeah. And he stands up to put his plate, and it's you're there for another minute or so, and meanwhile Hilda and the Don are engaged in pleasant conversation over omelets, and it's very nice. I mean, you're pretty sure that these are the scavers that y'all brought in, and that's a little tough, but it's also nice and savory. Not sure what herbs they use, but they're quite nice. Yeah, Elry, back up to you. It's probably another minute or so, and you hear like a rumble, like a oh no, oh no, oh god, oh no, and he like begins trundling like and goes through the door and off to the side, like, and he kind of runs out of the kitchen.
Okay, before Elry busts this lock, he's going to try to pick it one more time.
Okay.
Because fuck this lock.
Okay.
A 3. He busts this lock. That was 5 tries.
5 tries. That lock was not meant to be picked. It is a lock that is beyond picking. Okay, so you go ahead and give me either a strength or athletics to try.
Excuse me.
I mean, you are going to try to have to force the lock open.
Ooh, let's try athletics then. Oh boy, it's cocked. Hold on. How's a 9?
A 9? Yeah, you kind of slip the lock, like the dagger between the bars, and you starting to bend it just a little bit, but it's just not budging, man. And meanwhile, the whole time, just Hellion's sitting there just eating his new carrot, and he's just kind of looking at you with like perfect little innocent, docile eyes.
Elry is looking at Hellion, and he goes, "If this wasn't for my friends, I'd kill you myself. I'd kill you and eat you. While you were there, I'd help this fat gnome." Can I summon back Claude? Can I use my mage hand and try this again? Like 3 forces of nature trying to break this goddamn lock that I cannot get into.
Yeah, you could try to do that. Yeah.
Okay, so with all 3, okay, 1, okay, hand, you got this. Good. Claude, you got this. Okay, good. Okay, on the count of 3. Okay, 1, 2, everybody, bolt. That's a 3.
Yeah, this lock is just not budging, man. It's like I said, it's finally made. You think you can, like you're like bending it, and the bar is bending at the top just a little bit, but the second you stop, it just kind of moves back, and it's just not budging.
Okay, is there any type of like a cart? Wait, where is that goddamn dumbwaiter?
It's literally like right behind you. I mean,
how big is it? Could it fit the cage? The cage is Cocker Spaniel sized, right?
Yeah, the dumbwaiter itself is about 2 feet wide by about a foot and a half tall. You think it might be able to fit in there?
Okay, so me, Claude, and the hand are going to try to get it into the dumbwaiter.
Okay. Yeah, you manage to you open the door and it kind of falls away as the actual like surface itself, he sent it down. So do you activate it to bring it back up, I guess? Yes?
No, I am going to have Claude float down with it. He's going to hold on to the cage and float down to the main floor. And Elry's going to scramble down the dumbwaiter. So it's Elry, Claude with the cage, Elry, and the hand are all coming down the dumbwaiter because I can't open this fucking thing and I'm done trying.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so yes, you managed to barely like slip the cage like in the dumbwaiter, and you think that maybe like if you actually like had put it like on the actual like surface, it might have been a problem, but because it's open, yeah, you managed to barely slip it in there, and it occasionally like rubs the side just because it's so wide. So it does make a little bit of noise. But the dumbwaiter itself made noise. So yes, you are able to barely slip it in there, and it slowly starts to descend.
That's the best I can do.
Okay. So you said it's you first or Claude first?
Claude, with assistance from the hand, and then me
On
following
top?
them down. Yes.
Following down. Okay. So you managed to take the dumbwaiter, or take the cage all the way down to the ground floor of the actual like business floor. And, you know, just being here, you can kind of like see it like right around the edge, and you can tell that the dumbwaiter keeps going down into the basement. But it's actually stopped right now at the first floor.
Okay, if I open up the dumbwaiter door, can I see E404?
Down on the first floor, no, you cannot. If you open up the dumbwaiter door, look out to your left is the staircase in the wall out to the rock, and to your right, you see the artisan tables down this wall and the staircase that goes up and down, and you don't see anybody. Though you do hear the sounds, the faint sounds of conversation coming from Hilda and the Don.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do so you can cut back to everybody else. Me, Claude, and the hand are going to try to pull this thing out and open the door that leads to the concourse that we opened previously, and try to pull it out and get out.
Give me
I can't roll anything more with this cage. I refuse.
I'm gonna need a stealth check at disadvantage.
No,
You're trying to push a cage out of a door that it wasn't really meant to go through, and you're trying to do it quietly. So we'll see how you do.
I'm gonna use. Can I use luck on disadvantage?
Yeah, it just gives you another roll.
Okay, so that 16.
Okay, yeah, you managed to open the door and get it out. It kind of scuffs the side a little bit and kind of makes a pong, but you don't think it was any louder than the dumbwaiter usually is. And you know, you kind of sit there for a second. Conversation around the corner still continues.
Okay, so we're opening up the door to the concourse and exiting.
Okay. All right. So you open the concourse door and you walk out the side.
Claude, hand, bring that rat.
It's about that time that you see like a wheelbarrow being pushed by two children, a girl and looks like maybe her little brother, and he's just like, "Come on, hurry!" And they look. I mean, their faces are like lit up, like excited, and they're kind of coming around the corner, like coming from the food court area, as you like pop your head around.
Here, put this in here. Put it in here. And he's gonna open the door for them to roll it inside, and then close the door and run.
And like you see the like they like look to see where you are, and they're like, and their eyes get like really big, and they're like,
You bought this for the gnomes?
Okay, forget it. Go, Claude, and the hand, and I'll get this.
Oh, thank you, mister. Thanks.
Okay, so as we drop the cage, Claude and the hand and I grab the wheelbarrow, we push it inside, and we close the door, and we run with the cage. Don't stop rolling. God damn it, Pruitt, stop rolling. Don't roll any of those dice.
What? I have to. There are things that are happening.
I have had a terrible night. Get out of here.
Okay, so you push the 50 pounds of meat inside, and then run outside. Where do you run to? Just so I know.
I just run so far. I run so far away. No, I'm going to. I'm heading towards the Dawn Rose.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so-
me, Claude, and the hand. We're just moving.
Okay, you claw in the hand and you're moving. You're not that far away actually from the front docks, so only take a minute to get there. Cut back inside, and the Dawn Yard.
Oh,
Go ahead.
when we do go through that way, Claude is going to throw that cape that he put on inside over the cage, so it looks as if I'm pushing a cart of some kind with the assistance of the hand and Claude.
Okay, alrighty, and it's a little strange to take a wheelbarrow out like the front doors, like the proper entrance to the rock, but like there's a dwarf that actually holds the door open for you as you kind of go by, and he's just like kind of shakes his head. Halflings, and he goes back inside. And,
Fuck you!
and the Dawn Rose is there. It is moored. You see it off to the side. Looks like the former captain, now first mate, Templeton Ledbetter, he's yelling orders at everybody like, "Get that gear stored away. We need to get ready to go at a moment's notice. Come on!" And he kind of like looks up as you're coming down the plankway there, or towards the gangplank.
Elry says two things before he relinquishes control of this evening back to the rest of the group, since he has taken over with these terrible rolls and doing everything. He pushes this at Ledbetter and he says, "This is the captain's goddamn hamster." He pushes it. "Put it in her cabin, please." And then he spins on his heel and immediately walks to Bed Baths and Beyond and has the Elry regular as he walks in, because he is fucking done with all this.
Okay. As you're walking off, like Ledbetter's like, "Well, the captain said that we might need to be leaving in a hurry. Is that still the case?"
Whatever she said. Yes. Get ready. Do I look like I'm in charge? I'll be at Bed Baths and Beyond, dick deep in something.
Oh, well. He raises his eyebrow and kind of nods like, "Well, give him hell." And so Elry returns to debauchery and pumps his numbers, so to speak. So we'll cut back in. Hilda and the Dawn, y'all are finishing up your breakfast. And and he's
That means by that point we're probably on my second tertiary backup flask at this point.
your second tertiary backup flask.
Yeah, they're like levels, and now we're at the tertiary level, the second part of that.
The second part of the tertiary level. I'm with
Yes.
you.
Mhm.
Right. So your sixth flask.
At least.
At least. Well, the Don, he's a little, I mean, he's a gnome. He can hold his drink, but you hear him kind of slurring his words a little bit, and he's finishing up, and he's just like, you wanna help people, and you try to do the right thing. Why would DeCool just pass out like that? That doesn't make any sense.
Really, you got to think about it from his perspective, Donathan. I mean, he's just being free. DeCool's being DeCool. How often has Donathan been Jonathan?
I don't feel so good. What was in that booze?
It's just regular old alcohol.
And he looks at like all the flasks that are kind of like lined on the floor in front of y'all, and he's like, "Oh, right. There's a lot of it."
Just a lot. Just a volume issue.
And he was like, I need to go lay down.
She will grab a couch pillow for him.
Oh no, I can't. No, I need to. Will you help an old man to his bed, please?
Sure. Here's my second tertiary flask.
That's
Thank you,
service
Jim
right
Davis.
there. The incomparable
helpful.
Jim Davis, everyone.
Yes, that was his hand. He has an arm. There we go.
The fish. It doesn't go well with the breakfast.
Neither does eggs. Really, I mean, you gotta think about what you're doing before you do it, Donathan. But, you know, we'll get you where you need to go. You know what would really help is what the Cool's got.
He's stumbling. He's like, it's not pretty. I can't mix. Like, I just can't.
All right. Do whatever you gotta do. I'm gonna put my arm around him.
He kind of stumbles into E. He's like, I'm so sorry. Oh, wow. Oh,
Looks down at him.
that's a tall robot.
So,
And his knees kind of go out from him for a second. He's like, maybe I should get my men to help.
I got you. I'll pick him up like a baby. I don't care.
I didn't know. I didn't even know you proposed.
Don't even worry. Just tell me, where's your bedroom? Where are we going?
Upstairs, the middle door. That's my room.
All right. I'll get him there. I'm gonna sway like more than I need to as I do all this.
Whoa. and
keep him disoriented.
Okay. Yeah, and he kind of covers his mouth a little bit and he's like, oh my. And you quickly ascend the stairs and you get to the top and you see the dining area. And he told you like, it's the middle door there.
All right.
And it opens up into a large kind of lavish room. There's looks like there's armoires on both sides, probably has clothes in. You see a desk with some various letters and ledgers and things on his desk there, with a chest on either side, bookcase next to that. Across from the door is his bed. And it's like large for a human. And so it's massive, just covered in pillows and like the finest silk sheets you've ever seen. I was like, oh, please, just lay me down, please, Hilda.
Right you are. You need to rest up. This is a big day. You must be exhausted.
You're too good to me. We should see each other more often.
I would genuinely like that, Donovan.
Oh, well. Yeah. If only.
I will take off his coat and tuck him in.
And he kind of takes. Oh, thank you so much. You're just too kind. And I just tell my men that I'm just gonna take a bit of a nap, a morning.
I'll take care of it. I'll stroke his hair a little bit.
And after it's only a minute or so, and also Hilda, you hear from like you hear the struggles of someone like next door, like maybe a next room over, a man having a very tough time with himself.
Oh dear.
Yes. He's having some gastral problems.
Oh, the pain.
And I'll tell that story later. And so it's not a few minutes before the dawn is just like he's sleeping soundly, just like a light snore.
Okay. I'm going to take a quick look around his room for anything like embarrassing or of value.
Okay. Where are you looking?
I'm looking on his bedside tables first.
He doesn't have like a bedside table per se. He does have, like I said, he has a bookshelf And then he has like a writing desk with various parchment and looks like
I'm going to take a
ledgers.
quick look at that.
And also on either side of that is a chest with very, very hefty padlocks on the front of the chest. But there is, like I said, there's the table. You're looking at the table.
Yeah, I want to look at the writing
Okay.
stuff.
Go ahead and give me give me an investigation.
All right. Sure. Sorry, I got totally distracted in chat. Somebody said the word fleshlight, and that's all I could look at for a minute.
No, flashlights weren't invented yet.
That's a nat 20.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, you see a letter. It smells faintly of maybe like lavender. Very sweet. A flowing script over it. It looks like maybe there's like an old teardrop stain on it also. It's like front and center, like next to a pair of his like reading glasses. You also find a ledger that at a quick glance looks like maybe something for like shipping. It's all written in kind of like shorthand, but you see the initials like MLD a lot. And it looks like shipments coming from the Toho sphere, and it looks like they like come here and then move on to the Roche sphere. And so you see a lot of that, and like I said, it's all kind of business shorthand and everything, but it looks like they move 8 to 10 crates every month or two. But that's the just off the at a quick glance, just looking around, that's kind of what you're gleaning from what you've looked at on the desk.
Okay. That's all useful information I shall note down for later. Okay. I don't want to steal anything because it'll be pretty clear who stole it.
Okay. Do you read the note or do you just glance at it?
I want to read the note with the tear. Yes. Drama.
Okay. You read the note and hang on, let me actually have the note pulled up. Dadoy. And like I said, it's in a flowing script, very elegant. Obviously, somebody who's highborn, very educated. Mm-hmm. And it says, "My dearest Dawn, I hope this letter and shipment find you well. It has been too long since our last ... encounter. I often think of that trip quite fondly, though our current arrangement will delay any return to those halcyon days. For the time being, everything goes smoothly on this end, though our dealings with Harkin is a chore. I keep telling myself to think of the goal, and all will be well in the end. We will be together. Only 3 shipments remain, but we must not move hastily. Soon, my dear, soon. Always and forever." And then the initials EB.
Curious. And this looks like, is it a very old letter or a very new letter?
I mean, it's pretty fresh. I mean,
okay.
It's a newer letter.
Interesting. All right.
And I will say that even with that high roll, I mean, you do see that they, like, looking at the last shipment received from the Toho sphere, it arrived yesterday. Okay.
Interesting. And it doesn't say anywhere what it is. It's just that there's a shipment in crates.
Well, again, the description just says MLD, and
MLD.
That's it.
Okay. She's going to try to note that. She's got time. She's probably going to write it down in a little book. And she's going to look at, you said that there was like writing desk and an armoire. The chests I'm not going to mess with, but there's like
Yeah, I mean, like on either side of the room there, you're at the desk here. There's a chest, and there's an armoire next to that, and then on the other side of the room, opposite, like mirroring it, is another armoire.
Okay, I'll take a quick look through both armoires if they're open. If not, then I will just leave. I'm gonna tuck the Dawn in very, very tightly, and I'm going to get a garbage can or something and put it next to him, because he's a nice fellow for a career criminal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. And after that, you're going to look in the armoire. And so you open up one of them, and it looks like, bed clothes, small clothes.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to take one pair of his underwear, just because.
Okay. You take a pair, and you take it out, and like, it is like almost the sheerest silk that you've ever felt, and you see in the leg of one side, just like a little like DC stitched in to it, in kind of flowing golden thread.
I just want to creep him out a little bit with this, just in case.
Okay. Okay. and so then do you
in that case, I think I'm probably gonna leave this room and go back and check on DeCool and E. Although where I'm going, I would pass by I'd be passing by the dining room. Would I be passing by the kitchen?
Well, I mean, when you come out of the Dawn's room, his is the central door in this area here, if you're looking at the map, and the dining room is off to your right. You can see here the door to your right is a double hinged, like, swinging door.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna totter into that one and see what's going on.
Okay. You go into the kitchen, and it's empty. Just a couple tables there. You see the dumbwaiter door to the left, kind of a little bit past halfway down the wall, but no one seems to be in here.
Are there any carrots in there?
Yeah, you see a small like basket with like some freshly like cut like skinned carrots. There's probably about 6 or 7 of them.
All right, I'm gonna take 3 of them, and I'm gonna go back down.
Okay.
I'm gonna kind of hustle because there's no hamster in here.
Okay.
Yes.
So you go back downstairs to the first floor.
I go back downstairs. I'm chewing on a carrot, and I'm gonna give one to E. And I'm gonna say I found these carrots there. Nothing else in the kitchen. It's interesting. I thought you guys might be hungry, so I got you guys some carrots.
Hilda,
Are we alone?
I need to keep reminding you that I do not require sustenance such as this.
Oh, try it, E. You might enjoy it.
Every time I have tried some food substance, it has always gummed up my system. I do not know why you would put on that work for yourself, because you would be the one cleaning it later.
You never tried something with fiber like this, E. At least just hold it for a while.
He will just hold it.
Holds a carrot. Okay, I'm gonna go over to DeCool. Say, DeCool, you got the munchies?
Yes, I am a bit hungry, but more importantly, where is everybody?
Well, moved you in the back because you got naked and passed out.
Oh.
But
Wait, so where is Eri?
I'm not sure, but I found these carrots in the kitchen. And it looked like no one was using them. And I thought you might like one before we get going.
Ah, yes, I would like a carrot, but I'd much rather know where are my drawers.
That's a good question because you gave them to the Dawn, right?
Well, you now notice, like, when y'all had come back to the back there, he just kind of laid them on the end of the couch, like on the arm of the couch, almost like a like a doily or whatever. They're kind of just sitting there.
Yeah. So first priority is I'm getting some underwear. Yeah, my underwear. That's the first thing. And in a situation when you're naked in front of a robot and a dwarf in a place you don't really know, you roll up another J.
Okay.
I gotta ease the pain.
All right. And so, what do y'all do back behind in the backstage area of the investments?
We have to find Elri. We also have to sell her the sickness. E404. If it is not too much of a burden, could you carry me out?
It would not be much of a burden, considering I carried you in here.
That is correct.
I still do not understand why you do this to yourself.
It gives me wisdom to make such stupendous plans like getting naked. We must find Elri. Wait. What is Hellion? Did you see Hellion?
I didn't, Cool, and that was the interesting part. I've barely seen Elri, and I haven't seen Hellion at all.
No Hellion? No Elri. Oh, that means Elri must have found success.
I think so. Well, I think we best get out of here as quickly as we can.
Yes, let's make haste. And if we have time, would we pick up the rest of my clothes?
Sure, Dawn owes me a coat. So, absolutely.
All right. So if we are heading out and I'm being carried by E404, I think Dakul would want to kind of like figure out a way of making amends. So he's going to probably fake out being half lucid and still ridiculously high off of his herbs. And he's going to shout out so that some of the customers hear, I have seen the eyes of God through the silken touch of these clothes. By all means, everyone buy so you can see what I have seen.
Yeah, E is holding the cool and still the carrot in their hand. Because this is what it is now.
Okay.
404, you got my sword, right?
Yes.
Okay. Then all is well.
Okay. Yeah. You proclaim that. You'll have you see one guy look at Ano and be like, "I'll have what he's having." As y'all exit investments, I assume.
But do we see the cool's clothes on the ground?
Well, as you're moving through, like Jimmy, the guy that actually, the cool, if you remember when you first showed up, he was the guy holding your little placard card. He's like, "Oh yeah, here you go. Hey, the boss wanted me to fold these up for you. There you go." And he hands you a perfectly form-folded set of clothes that you were wearing not 20-30 minutes ago.
You are a servant of God. These clothes, thank you.
Well, I mean,
Thank you.
He's just the Don, but you know.
The dawn of all that is good and holy.
Where's the Don at? Is he still back there?
Oh, he had a little too much to drink with his breakfast, and he's sleeping it off. But he did tell me that I can have a coat, if that's all right with you.
Oh yeah. I remember you saying that to you. Yeah, sure. What style of coat you want?
I want something.
Heavy winter, light. You want spring fresh?
I want maybe like a medium weight coat, raglan sleeves, about medium length. Hit at the shin, if you got that.
Yeah, you double
Little lace detail around the natural waist, but I want it to be a drop waist. A little pleating on the shoulder, please.
Double or single breasted?
Single. Don't want to get too fancy.
Okay. And you see him just kind of lumber over to where the coats are, and he's like, turns and looks at you and goes back, and he pulls down a number that's kind of like a deep silver with like a blue hem. And he's like, what do you think about this? This is one of the Don's favorites. He designed it himself.
That looks like the coat of a captain to me. Thank you.
Do you want to try it on, or yeah?
You think it fits?
Well, let's see.
All
You
right.
never know with the armor. It's always can throw off the fitting. And he, throws it around your shoulders, and it sits right on, right over the pauldrons. Don't even have to put your arms in it to keep it on.
I will tell him. Thank you so much, sir. I'll give him a couple of gold for his trouble.
Well, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, I have a feeling this is going to be a very good day for your business. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, you have a good day and come back to investments anytime you want to get finely clothed.
Alrighty. And you might want to be careful. Somebody upstairs is having a time in the bathroom.
Oh,
Yes.
Mathis. Oh, God. He's eating
Look
some
out.
cooking again.
Yeah, you never want norovirus on your opening day, so watch that shit. Yeah? Alright.
All right, ma'am. You have a good one.
Alright. Bye-bye.
And you see him walk back towards the back.
All right. Yeah, we get out of there,
Okay.
please.
Y'all walk out of the front door of investments. DeCool half naked, covered in a cloak.
The eyes of God, I say.
And E carrying the cool and the carrot and the sword, because this is where we've gotten to now.
Mm-hmm. Apparently. And where do you head to?
Where do we feel enemy in Hellion could be?
I think we should check the Dawn Rose.
Excellent. Yes, I do think he should be there. But first, let me put on these clothes.
Okay. Are you just doing it there in the hallway?
Hold on. We're not in investments anymore, right? We stepped
No,
out.
y'all walked out the front door. You're like in the hallway. There's commerce going on all around you. There are plenty of people looking at you very funny because you're a half drow wearing a cloak and underclothes, and that's about it. Technically still being carried by a robot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so you're getting some funny looks.
Go to investments. Clothes so good you can't leave the store before you put them on. Start putting them on. Nothing to see. Where is my sword?
Hand him the sword.
All right. So we're heading to the Dawn Rose, right? Okay.
Is that where you are heading? Yes.
Yeah, I think it's where E404 and Hilda said. So yeah, I'm with it. I'm half carried and half dressed, so I'm not in the position to argue wherever we're going.
Alrighty. So y'all round the corner to the left and begin walking down the main entry hall area, headed towards the Dawn Rose. Nothing happens out of the ordinary as you go through the front doors and kind of walk down the stairs towards the dock area. Dawn Rose is off to the right just a bit. Make your way down the dock to the gangplank, and there, arms crossed, is a rather gruff-looking Templeton Ledbetter. Kind of, as you're walking up, kind of nods his head and is like, "Yeah, are we about to depart, or?"
I think we're about ready, Ledbetter. Thanks for getting her ready.
Okay.
Have you seen Elry?
Yeah, a smaller man and a rat passed by. Rodent.
Yeah. The halfling brought. And he kind of looks over at the side, and in a silver cage, a very finely made cage, you see Hellion just eating carrots and whatever, still sitting in his cage. Yeah, the halfling dropped it off, and then he said something about being dick deep in something. I don't know. Went back inside. We gonna need to go ahead and cast off, or
No, we gotta get somebody out to like Beds, Baths, and Beyond. I think beforehand. Yeah. Any volunteers?
I
Volunteers?
don't think I should show my face again. I would much rather sit here and feed our little furry friend.
Absolutely. You got some bonding to catch up on.
Hellion.
He gives Jakul the carrot that they've been holding this entire time.
he hands over the carrot, and so Dokul goes up and begins making oohs and ahs and noodle noises at your hamster, and Hilda E. What are y'all gonna do?
I'm gonna order one of my underlings to go to Beds, Baths, and Beyond and drag Ellery out of whatever it is he's doing.
Okay. So you
Now, do we mean literally or figuratively?
well, that's the question, isn't it? Okay. You find one of your underlings. It's actually Xander Cerrone is walking by at that time, and he's talking to Templeton like, you want me to pilot when we get out of here, right? Yeah. Like, yeah, you know. He sees Hilda and he's like, hey, how's it going, Captain?
Very good, Xander. And yes, I do want you to pilot when we get out of here. Absolutely. But you have a little mission first if you're interested. And
hey, your wish is my command, Captain.
all right. It's not going to be the best order I ever give you, but you will remember it.
All right. Yeah, just hey, you shoot.
You know Ellery?
Yeah.
Ellery Tossbottle?
Yeah, the halfling. Yeah, he's
Fantastic little firecracker.
that he is. He's a pistol.
Yep, we need to get out of here. And he needs to be on the Dawn Rose. And I was wondering if you could go get him.
Yeah, I can go get him. Where's he at? Do I need to go find him?
I'm pretty sure I know where he is.
Okay, yeah, just say the word. I'm there.
Do believe he is at, and she gets a little quiet, Beds, Baths, and Beyond. And
Oh.
there's
Oh.
10 gold in it for you if he shows up sober with all his clothes on.
10 gold. 10 gold sounds good. Hey, Captain, your wish, my command. I will go do that right now.
Wouldn't trust anybody else with it.
And he kind of like, now is that going to be up front or is it when I get back?
I'll give you 5 now, 5 later.
All right. And he gets 5, and you see him kind of not run. He starts to run and then like calms down and like hops down the gangplank and up the docks into the rock. Elry, you are currently mid Elry special.
Well, how long's it been?
It's I mean, it's been a good, like, since you came to the Beds, Baths, and Beyond, it's been about 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, at this point, with only 10 minutes into his exploration, let's just say if there was a Spelljammer or a D&D 5e equivalent of Enrique Iglesias, that thumping Latin pop from the late 90s, early aughts would be walking through the Bed Bath and Beyond as Elry is completely naked on the top of the very fine bar that they have there. He is surrounded by people that he is paying to cheer him on as he is literally just strutting and catwalking up and down the bar while throwing drinks down his throat.
Okay.
All to the tune of the verse or the 5e equivalent of Enrique Iglesias.
Okay. Right. Okay, I'm with you. Go ahead, and you did say you were on the bar, so go ahead and give me a dexterity check. Not quite acrobatics, because you are just like chugging booze, like you said.
Yes.
So yeah, just give me a dexterity check.
Yeah, that's going to be a 6.
A 6, okay. As you like slip off the bar, and one of the very muscular men that you paid to cheer you on, he manages to break your fall, so you don't break your neck, and he can continue to get paid. And as he's catching, he was like, "Oh, yeah, I can't believe you trust me that much. It was such a leap. I've never seen it's like." And he's kind of just like stroking your head, as the door kind of burst open to the like common bar area there, and Xander Cerrone, you remember him from the race, and he piloted you all up here. He comes in the room and he's like, "It's Mr. Toss Bottle. I've been sent to fetch you." Wow, holy shit. And it looks like now he's just trying to focus on Elry and not everything else, all the other bared flesh in the room.
Right. At this point, Elry would ignore him and be returned to the top of the bar as he would scream lyrics akin to "You can run, you can hide, but you can't escape my love," as he is going up and down the bar, just prancing and, knees up to the chest, very, band leader type of, just over and over again. Just
so the captain said that y'all needed to go or something.
The captain is a friend of mine.
Yeah, I know. We raced. Remember, we saved the thing, and y'all got the ship, and I was on the other ship. Remember that? It was some great times, right?
Were you the guys that didn't help?
Oh, hey, if you remember, I saved those people that you pushed onto my ship. If you remember that, we worked together. I got my ship under, and I got the 4, and then you got the others onto Hilda's ship.
That's right. Get up here. Have a drink.
Well, but
everybody pull him up here. Get those clothes off of him. There's 10 gold in it a piece.
Whoa, no. I was told to come fetch you. Oh God.
You can hide, but and he's just up and down the bar.
Oh shit. Yeah, he finally quits fighting it. You're not the only one rolling shitty. So yeah, he finally. I mean, there is. Elry, how much would you say you have thrown about thus far in this 10 minutes?
Oh, I'd say at least 150 gold.
Okay, yeah, there is at least like 10 fully nude of various races and sexes, fully nude people in this room. I mean, this is a room of debauchery, and it just like Xander Cerrone, he's freshly kicked out of the Magate Acadium, and he's just like, I mean, he's a college boy, and he's just like, oh God, okay. And you see him start to pull his shirt off, and he joins in the fun. Cutting back outside to the Dawn Rose, and you're preparing to go, and you have prepared to go, and everybody's still standing there on deck. Y'all have finally kind of forced that lock open. I mean, E would be able to rip it open, no problem. And you're still sitting there. No sign of Elry. No sign of Xander Cerrone.
What is going on? Where is Elry? Shouldn't we be shoving off before they figure what is going on?
There's only one person uncorruptible enough to do this.
Oh, no. We are going to have to go get him, aren't we?
We are. I need to be on this ship. There's a little catching up I need to do. But this might be a job for you.
Yes.
If E could look apprehensive at all in their metal face, this is. Yeah. I do not know how I feel about going to that place again, particularly with Elri.
Well, it's up to you, E. Never want to make you do something that you don't want to do. But I suspect Elri respects you quite a bit. And
He is not here. He is either drunk or in trouble. And he cannot be in trouble, for we have not heard the silence and alarms of security. So he is probably 2 or 3 bottles in. He should be quite easy to bring back.
that's true.
And there's a whir of a sigh. Would you happen to have anything that I could possibly cover him with? Because the last time I found him drunk, he had no clothes on.
That's when Dakul hands E404 the cloak that he was previously in, so he's probably standing there bare-chested.
And
Right.
Hilda gives E the gnomish panties.
They open up their chest thing, stuff it in there, close it. Another whirring sigh as they head off to Bed Bath and Beyond.
Okay. Elri, I'm gonna need you to give me a Constitution save. And this is versus poison. I don't know if that matters for your halfling ass.
Nat 20, baby.
So, in defiance of the natural laws of consumption of alcohol, like Elri has drank like 3 fully grown adult humans under the table, and is still just like partying like it's 1329. And E, as you make it into Beds, Baths, and Beyond, kind of the same hostess is sitting there and sees you and like raises her eyebrow at you, and it's like, "Oh, are you here for your
I
friend?"
need to retrieve my friends. We must leave very shortly, in T-minus 10 minutes, hopefully.
Oh, okay. Well, let me show you back. They are having quite a time, and so, yes, that would be nice for you to retrieve them, because they are big spenders, but some of the crowd here does not like such wanton displays of debauchery in the common area, so it is affecting my business slightly, although he is spending quite a bit. So please come back at any time. Please don't tell him that I do not want his business. But anyway, let me show you. And she walks you through like the main bathhouse area, and you hear like almost immediately, like from kind of like off to the left, there's like an open area there where there's just like the sounds of singing and cheering and other sounds also. And you walk in on, you were in the room when Elri there first, and just like triple that. And as
they're walking up, they're like, I know this song, oh no. Oh.
And yeah, you go
Elri,
in.
Elri is sitting Burt Reynolds style on the bar, where he is just completely nude, and he has a glass that is now empty beside him, and he's talking with one of the gentlemen attendants that are there, and they seem to have just asked him a question, and Elry moves his glass as if requesting it to be refilled, but there's no one there until Invisible Claude comes up and pours a long pour into the glass. And Elry, you E404, when you walk up, you hear Elry say, "Everything you've heard about me is true."
God damn it.
What's going on?
Elry, we must be heading back shortly
Where are we going?
to the Dawn Rose and then to whatever location Hilda decides on, as she is captain. And she had asked for you to return.
All right. Sounds good. Bad news first, I think Xander's dead. But good news is we got a boat that looks like a flower.
That is indeed why it is called the Dawn Rose. I
Have a drink
do not.
with me, 404. Have one for the road.
I cannot. Cocks her head.
Okay. We just and he saddles up completely nude, and jumps on their back like he usually rides around, and wraps his legs around their neck, and he sets a bottle on their shoulder, and he sets a glass on the other shoulder, and he says, "A404, if it wasn't for Dakul and Hilda, you'd be my best friend." Oh, wait a minute. You might be my best friend despite the cool. I forget. You're my best friend. So let's take a walk to the flower boat. Pay our respects to Xander because he's dead.
What? No, I'm good. I'm good. And he kind of like,
He's dead. He's dead. Shh, go back to sleep. You're dead.
oh my god. Oh shit. He like, looks up at E. Oh my god. Oh no. Okay. And he like starts to stand up, pulling his pants up, and the women are like clawing at him, like, "No, don't leave." Oop. Okay. Shit. 10 gold. Damn it.
And he takes out the cloth from there and just kind of tosses and just like holds it up to Elry. I do not need clothing, as I do not have biological tissue to protect from elements. However, I know enough of culture now that I know we would get strange looks if you did not have something covering you.
I'm assuming this is the silken underwear.
The silken underwear and the cloak.
He dons the silken underwear like a vest, and he wraps the cloak around him like a kilt.
All right.
To the flower boat.
Okay, so Elry has put his head through one leg of the Don's underwear, where the DC is like kind of on his neck, and he has his left arm through the other leg, and then he wraps the cloak around him. But I mean, it's like for a full size like human, like a medium creature. So it's less kilt and more like long flowing dress from the waist down.
Good, sounds good. And
Yeah.
then, Claude and the hand will follow behind carrying all of his shit. So, taking off. They're walking back.
Is Xander following us?
Xander is slowly picking up all of his stuff and pulling himself away from the ladies of the evening, or in this case, the morning.
Still morning, guys.
Yeah, it's still morning. And somehow inside of 10 minutes, Elry got a completely sober man passed out drunk. And anyway,
yeah,
that's the Elry effect, apparently. And yeah, so he begins to like, oh God, and just like he's kind of slapping himself and throwing some water in his face, trying to wake up, and he's pulling his shirt on and like tying off the tassels for it. Okay, I'm good.
Do you need any assistance in moving?
Nope, I'm good. And he goes over to a plant and heaves stands back up a little straighter. Okay, now I'm good. Now I'm good. And he kind of wavers a bit, but he begins falling behind you, E.
Okay. As they're walking, E said, Elry, what does it mean to be best friends?
Well, E404, it basically means this. Whenever you get drunk and get naked and dance on a bar, I'll come get you.
I do not have the capabilities of getting intoxicated the same way that you and other biological creatures are able to. As well,
Elry,
I do not imagine myself having to define my state of being as naked as I do not need clothing.
Elry squeezes with his little legs and his little arms around E404's head. He kind of leans forward and kisses their cheek and whispers into where would be E404's ear. And he says, "Oh, dear friend, give me time."
I do not know whether to be concerned or filled with anticipation.
Yes.
That is not an answer, but he's just like, okay. Just, yeah, they walk their way back over to the Tonros.
Okay. Yeah. You walk through the hallway and out the front door and down the stairs to the docks, and there's the Don Rose. Hilda, you finally see E with Elry on their shoulders, dressed like we described earlier.
I have a bucket already. Yeah.
All right. And you also see Xander walking up behind, and looking very disheveled. His hair's a toss, and you've been drunk enough to know what it looks like when somebody's walking drunk. I mean, it's not. He's trying to hold it in and walk. He's doing the thing where I'm walking sober, and he's not sober.
Yeah.
And so as they're approaching the gangplank, that's what you see.
Elry would see the bucket. He would raise one thin finger and say, "I got the goddamn rat."
You did, Elry. You did good.
Bucket Xander, he's dead. He just won't fall down.
He is clearly still alive. He has all of his vital signs. I do not know why you keep declaring that.
Well, we'll go over advanced idioms later, E4.
And Xander plops down on the deck and immediately grabs the bucket from Hilda and begins retching.
Xander, I expected a little bit more from you, man.
Me too.
And he you're the one. And he goes back. Okay. He talked me into it. I'll be okay. I'm good.
Maybe you best get to your bunk, Xander.
You wanted me to fly, though.
There's no fucking way I'm gonna let you fly now.
Oh, thank you.
I'll fly.
I shouldn't fly.
Give me the key.
I'll be in my bunk.
There are many intergalactic laws that seem to prohibit piloting such vessels while intoxicated.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of laws against murder too, but we don't seem to pay attention to those.
And as you are discussing this, Ledbetter is helping Xander down to the crew quarters, kind of in the fore area of the ship. And he comes back and he's, well, you ready to cast off, Captain?
I think so. Number one. Again, thank you. I really appreciate it. Trying to figure out who else is capable of piloting the ship.
Give me the key.
See him just look at Elry and. Well, I mean, I could do it in a pinch. Not that magically adept, but I could do it in a pinch. Xander was going to be my main pilot. Excuse me, your main pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
so, and I heard that you're a cleric, yes?
I am. I can do it if I need to, but
Well,
I kind of think might be needed more elsewhere.
well, if needs be, I can go ahead and pilot her. I mean, I planned on. I was waiting another day for another mage was coming in. I hired him through the right man, but you said we needed to leave, so you know.
I think that'd be best for now. We can certainly swing back by and get him. You know of any place? What's the next furthest place out where we might be able to get some more crew?
Well, you know, outermost planet of this sphere is on Nero 7. There's a lot of moons there. There's went to the Keeper moon. There's shipyards there. You can also hire crew.
The Keeper moon?
Yeah, well, it's a moon. It's called the Keeper.
Mm.
So,
Well,
we can go to the station there on Keeper, and you know, we can try there.
may as well take a quick pit stop on our way out as we figure out where we're going.
And it's at that moment that the Cool comes out from underneath the ship in his brand new sporty suit, looking all dapper. And in the moment of the light, glancing ever so delicately off of his nice elvish skin, you see Hellion sitting on his shoulder. And he says out loud, if we have time.
I was like, what?
Voice changing.
If we have time, I would love to schedule an appointment to meet my mother on the heliosphere. He gives everybody a quaint little nod, feeds a bit of carrot, and heads back down again.
Ledbetter like slowly like cranes his head back after that. He's like, where the hell is the heliosphere?
I was really hoping you know Ledbetter.
I mean, I've been sailing these stars for now on a couple centuries. I've never heard of it.
Well, part of our job is to find the unknown, isn't it?
Well, I mean, part of the job is supposed to reconnect with the previously known, now unknown. But yeah, you know, I mean, do you know what part of space it's in? Do you even know that? You know where to start?
Not quite sure.
Pruitt.
Yes.
With E's stage background, if they don't know information, they may know where to get information. Would they know? Have they heard of the heliosphere? And if not, would they know of a place they could possibly try to research this?
With your sage background and your viewing of both the rock and various books, databases here and there, you do know that there is a map shop on the rock. It's just called X. Some people call it the Spot. And so you know that there's a map shop on the rock, right behind y'all. But you have never heard of, and if you remember, like, when the Don told Dakul of this, you know, he's like, all he knew was the name of it, and he knew it's in the former humans' territory, but he doesn't know where it is. He's never heard of it, and anyone he's ever asked, they've never heard of it. So that's like as much information as y'all have been given up to this point.
So he says, it is suspiciously absent from any files that I may have access to, though it wouldn't be out of the question that it would be in the former human territory. Perhaps going in that direction and seeing what hasn't been mapped out already.
I like a good mystery, don't you, E?
Mysteries are always just puzzles to solve.
I like the way you think. I think that's what we're gonna do first.
Okay.
Mhm.
So, y'all are gonna disembark? Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Alrighty. You do you give the order as Templeton's kind of just standing kind of at your right hand side?
I do. Number one, let's get out of here.
Yes, ma'am. And he turns like, all right, you damn space rats, you heard the lady. Let's get moving. Where's the destination, Captain?
Well, you got a chart for me? A little better. Been a little busy today. A lot going on.
Yeah, he shows you a chart which I don't have completed yet, but that's because I'm not a good DM. That's not true.
That's not true at all, Pruitt.
Not
So-
true at all.
I
No
know,
negative
I'm just-
self-talk for
I'm
Pruitt
kidding.
or
It was a
anybody.
joke. It was a joke. So, I mean, he can show you like on the Nerosphere that in the Nerosphere, y'all are on Neros 4. Then there's Neros 5. It has 2 moons that are uninhabited. Past that is the asteroid belt that used to be Neros 6, but was destroyed long ago. And then Neros 7, which, like I said, has like 10 moons around it.
Yeah. Why don't we make a pit stop at the Keeper Moon?
And 2 of them are inhabited. One is the Keeper Moon, which is another spaceport, much like the Rock, but not an asteroid, an actual moon.
Mhm.
And the other inhabited is called Eros, and he mentions that he's like, we don't want to stop there. That's not good. We'll be chased off. There's some the bird folk there don't take kindly to strangers.
Well, don't want to piss anybody off on our first mission. I say let's stop the Keeper Moon, get our bearings, get some backup pilots. Xander really disappointed me there.
Okay. Yeah, he says that it'll probably be it's gonna be a few days to get out there. But yeah, we should make it probably maybe a day after tomorrow, one after that, depending on the rotation of the planets, what we can piggyback on. But yeah, I'll head down below, and as soon as Xander's sobered up, I'll have him relieve me.
Yep. Make note. He owes me 5 gold. He can work it off.
Yes, ma'am. And he goes downstairs to the helm's room, and the men have already begun unmooring the vessel, and it begins to slowly float away from the rock. And do y'all stay on deck? Yes. Okay. Yep.
Elry is swinging from the rigging.
Okay. Elvery is swinging from the green, almost vine-like ropes of the rigging of the Dawn Rose. Its giant like pedal sails are slowly kind of wavering as he's swinging by on them. But you feel like the ship kind of begin to vibrate and a little bit and hum and come to life. And the sails themselves begin to stretch, and the ship begins to lurch. Not quite lurch, that's the wrong word. It begins to glide forward away from the docks. And as you're pulling away from the docks themselves, you look back, and at the front doors of the rock itself kind of burst open. And you definitely see the Donathan Coloroni, like looking around. And it's pretty obvious that he's looking with some purpose and intent. And he's kind of flanked by, looks like 5 of his men as they're all wearing their suits and, and they're looking around and look out. And it's hard to miss the Dawn Rose as it's pulling away. And you see him just like looking, and like he just kind of shakes his fist, standing on the docks as the Dawn Rose pulls away and out into space, into the wider sphere that is Neros. And it's a little early, but I think we're going to go ahead and call it right there. as y'all pull away from the rock and out into wild space of the Neurosphere, and we will see what happens when we pick up next week. So, everyone, we'll go around to cast and crew and see how everyone liked this very weird adventure tonight. I had a lot of fun, but that was an odd one. Anyway, so first, let's start with Kiana. We'll go in reverse order like always. How was it this evening?
Again, I never know what to expect, and it never disappoints how ridiculous it gets here. I am so surprised we managed to pull that off basically without a hitch. Fuck that lock.
Yeah.
You need to put those dice in dice jail, Greg. Please. Do something with them. Cause I'm feeling the bad vibes from over here in Canada. But no, yeah, it's always fun. And I was like, oh no, E's gonna have to go get Ellery. Oh. But sweet robot managed to get through another day, and that's all that I really care about here. So yeah, you guys can find me over on Twitter at TNS. Don't worry, I'm going to put all the links in chat. So that's where you can find me talking about all things life and tabletops and all that fun stuff. You can find me talking about tabletops on a podcast called Lady Slaying, which is releases every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern. And you can find us on Twitter at Lady Slaying. I am on Mondays with Greg playing Call of Cthulhu. He is my keeper. He is desperately trying to kill my character and all of my future characters. It's going to be fun. It's 1950s meet Cthulhu. And starting this Friday with the bi-weekly mini-series Life on Mars. It is a cipher system game based on the Dictionary of Mu. It is super fun, super exciting, especially since the premiere episode this Friday. It's going to have Matthew Mercer as the guest star player. So I got to play with Matthew Mercer, which is cool. It's super exciting. So that's over on twitch.tv/offthetable. Again, links will be in the chat. And thanks for a great session again, everyone in the cast. To you, Pruitt, and to the chat as always.
Yes, awesome. And Kiana, I will totally be in the chat for that game because, hey, it's the day before my birthday, and that's going to be some fucking fun. Totes jelly. Good luck with that. Next is going to be, wait, who was next after that? Emma, I believe.
Was it me? Yeah, that was a fun one. That was great. That was slightly less ribbled than the one before that happened earlier. That was more ribbled, and that was fun. And we saved Hellion, and my maternal instinct is left intact. It's wonderful. It's really great. You can reach me at Twitter. Susie King 85 is my personal Twitter. It was mostly me complaining about being tired. But really, you can reach me on the Twitter for WebDM because I'm the communications director for WebDM. That is twitter.com/webdmshow. This is the only game I play right now, and I love it, and I can't wait until it's Tuesday again. Thank you so much, Prue.
You're welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying. Next, Greg, are you pulling yourself together there, man? After,
yeah. I wish that I hadn't spent 25 minutes rolling incredibly shitty, and we could have progressed the story beyond me beyond Ellery continuously screwing up. But I had a blast. I didn't want it to be the Ellery show, but I thought that maybe I could slip away and steal the rat and not get my friends killed. And that turned into something else entirely. So I decided to go to Beds, Bath & Beyond and kill Xander. And I thought it turned out well. Unfortunately, Xander's dead. And Ellery will continue to address him as if he is deceased and a ghost. So, spoiler alert. Xander is dead to Elry. I have a great time. This is absolutely super fun. Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters every Tuesday night. I look forward to it. This is so much fun with these people. Tomorrow I can be seen on Encounter Roleplay, Call of Cthulhu, 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern, where I'll be playing with Pruitt as we begin our descent again into madness again, which will end in tears, laughs, and shattered minds. Saturday night, I will be on the D&D channel playing a little bit of Learn by Play. Sunday night on my own channel doing some Pulp Cthulhu with Project Athena. And we've just pushed it back by a week, but a week from Friday, Firefly will be starting on my channel with all kinds of nifty, fun things. But meet us back here. We're in space, y'all. Xander's dead. See you next week.
Hashtag Xander's dead. And finally, Trey, my man, you got some new duds. You freed Hellion. Come on, tell me about it.
Oh my God. I'm still trying to like piece it all together through all the craziness and the nakedness. So we got a bunch of half nakedness going on. We got half elf nakedness. We got half fling nakedness. It's just butts aplenty. So I'm definitely in the real world going to smoke a cigarette so I can like get my thoughts together. As always, man, this crew is just absolutely amazing. I mean, we got Hilda over here getting people drunk so that we can run this Ocean's 11 caper. Got E404 holding me like I'm Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard. I mean, we got suits and stealing rats and jumping on ships that look like roses. I mean, holy shit, where the hell else is this going to go? And all of this happened on a floating rock. I mean, now we're out in like the expanse now. I have no idea where this madness is going to take us. And I thank you for that. Thank you. You have no idea how much I need this type of insanity going on in my life. Once again, my name is Centel. You can reach me on Twitter at Centel.com, on Instagram at Centel.com. I'm going to do a quick plug for my nonprofit that I run called Lights, Camera, Discover. It's a nonprofit organization where we teach the filmmaking process to youngsters, man, the love of storytelling and grabbing cameras and going out and creating, man. So I'll drop a link down in the chat. If you want to support, cool. If not, that's cool too. Ask questions, all that. I cannot wait to see what is out in the expanse. I mean, all I do know is this: there will be some debauchery, probably some nakedness and some rat feeding, along with the smell of roses constantly on deck. So please stay in touch. And thank everybody for supporting. I'm just happy to be a part of this crew, man. Thank you, everybody.
Awesome. It's amazing how the two halves are wholly naked almost the whole time. So thank you to the crew. Thank you, chat. We had a great time tonight. Once again, thanks for everybody helping us get to 100K. It's truly monumental. Love that. The art for tonight, as you can see, this lovely watercolor of the Dawn Rose over Neros 4. That was by good friend Alexa Bonner. You can we'll put their links, her link to it's at art underscore Alexa or Alexa underscore art. Also want to give a shout out to Brandon, the guy behind the scenes, flipping the switches, making sure all these cues go off. That's at War Eagle Keep. You can hit him up on the Twitter. Thank you to that. Be sure to follow us and subscribe. It's beginning of the month, so we got that. You got that app, the Amazon Prime sub. Send it our way if you're enjoying this. And our Thursday show, Land Between Two Rivers. It's going to be here, same time, same channel, except on Thursday. We'll see what Jim Davis and that crew is up to as they approach a portal to hell. So you're going to want to see what happens when you approach a portal to hell when you're like 4th level. So that's going to be fun. Also, over on YouTube, we just started a channel called WebDM Plays to archive all of these lovely games that y'all are watching, just so we can have a permanent archive for them. So go and check that out. Subscribe over there. And yeah, so have a good time. We'll see you next week. And as we always say, may the dice ever roll in your favor.